concept of incremental over a single table. Let's do it carefully here. Go to Synapse workspace. And
ఇందులో వీడియోస్ డిలీట్ చేస్తున్నాను.
వద్దు ఏది అప్లోడ్ చేస్తారో
here
నేను చూసుకోవాలి.
you see Synapse Studio. Right? Click on Synapse Studio. So did you get chance to practice merge statement? I told you to practice merge statement. I requested you to revise merge statement in SQL. Is it done everyone? Merge command in SQL.
Yes, I.
Yes, I.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir.
ఎస్ సార్.
Yes, sir.
No, yeah. That should be easier. Just do it carefully. Let's do this way. Our requirement to get into incremental loads on multiple tables. Okay, so for this purpose, let's have an interesting and easier journey. First, let's understand the complete plan. Here it is. This would be a pipeline plan. You remember in one of the previous examples, for each activity was auto-generated. You remember that by any chance?
Yeah.
Copy
Yes, I.
data to
Part
first
two, yeah.
example. Yes, we got it. Copy data tool, very first example we had about. Fine, no worries. Let's continue. For each table, because you have more than one table now in the scenario, it should be for each table. Okay, let's continue. For each table, you would like to access every table
డిలీట్
and
చేసేసుకోవాలి.
ఉంచుకుంటాను అది 1 minute.
get latest timestamp. So there should be a timestamp column in the source table. Remember, if it is upset method, timestamps are not required. If it is upset. But unfortunately, it takes only one table for upset activities. And here, we have the option of a traditional approach wherein timestamp column mandatory. And you remember in one of the classes we understood something called derived column, right? For adding a timestamp. Remember or not? Data flow.
ఎస్ సార్.
Yes.
కరెంట్
Yes,
డేట్.
last week classes we did it.
Join application.
Yeah, exactly. Join aggregation example. There we learned it. So somewhere or the other we are supposed to add some timestamp column. We'll compare the new timestamp or the latest timestamp with old previous pipeline completion timestamp and get the delta. This is your actual data delta. Delta means, for example, assume first pipeline executed at 6 a.m. morning time, assume. and at 6 a.m. all the initial data was loaded. Now again you execute the pipeline at 8 a.m. Then delta would be changes from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. right? So this so-called 6 a.m. timestamp is actually stored in a watermark table, separate table. So old watermark value 6 a.m. timestamp, latest watermark 8 a.m. timestamp, the delta would be computed through a query. We'll write a query and get the data. And once we extract the data, we need to get this updated to the destination. Copy and then perform those changes on the destination. Further, update watermark table. The old 6 a.m. will become 8 a.m. now. Why? Because at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. next time you run the pipeline again, it should take changes from 8 a.m. right? 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then so on. 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. something like that. So current watermark will be next pipeline old watermark. And to make it more useful, let's have parameterization. We don't know the table names. Every table requires a timestamp column, watermark column. We don't know that column also, parameterize it. I was requesting you to revise merge statement. Merge statement requires how many tables? Do you remember? Come on, I'll wait. Merge statement, it requires how many tables? 2 tables, right? Merge target using source.
At least 2 tables.
Yes, 2 tables. Here, first table would be the destination, second table would be the source. We need to give the merge logic. What to merge or what tables to merge, and based on what condition. You remember for upset activities we have key value, right? You remember customer key? Yes, you remember their customer key, right?
Yeah.
Have it here. Yes,
Yes.
something called customer key. Yes, the business key values will be embedded inside the procedure. So we need to have one procedure per destination table. Remember, procedure for every destination table. This traditional approach, that's mandatory. Come on, let's observe it carefully. Simple concept, really simple and straight. And we'll do it carefully now. I have 2 databases in my server for practice. And here it is. Good to write your own observation notes. It's really a useful
అదే అత్తయ్య
example.
గారు వీళ్ళిద్దరు ఇప్పుడే వెళ్ళారు.
Dynamic connection.
నేనా
Parameterized
నేను
tables.
చూస్తానండి. ఇదిగో ఈ క్లాస్ ఒక్కటి అయిపోగానే చూస్తా అత్తయ్య గారు. తప్పకుండా చూస్తా. నేను చూస్తా.
Here we go.
ఈ క్లాస్ అయిపోగానే చూస్తా.
Create database.
వీళ్ళు పడుకున్నారా?
వీళ్ళు ఇప్పుడే
It's not
పడుకున్నారు.
really required.
అవసరం.
I already have a
నేను అమ్మ
existing
దగ్గరికి
database.
వెళ్తున్నాను.
సరే అత్తయ్య గారు.
మధ్యాహ్నం దాకా అక్కడే ఉంటారు.
Create
చేస్తే అప్పుడు చేయమని.
ఇదిగో ఈయన వచ్చారు.
create table, customer table,
అప్పుడు లేవడం కష్టం.
and create table, project table. It says already there. No worries. I'll simply drop customer table. and project table. Let's create the tables first. Every table requires a timestamp column. Timestamp column name can be anything. It's required. We know how to add the timestamp column in the